You've never actually seen a beautiful woman in her entirety. You've been looking at the world through a tainted lens. In this video, I'll be explaining how your viewing of adult content has changed your mind and caused you to see women in an overly sexualized way. And at the end of the video, I'll explain how you can undo this programming. If you're like most men today, you started watching pornography at the age of 11 or even younger. During our teenage years, our brains are especially vulnerable to being programmed in how we think about sex and how we view the world. All of those sessions and hours spent viewing this explicit content has repeatedly programmed your mind to see women through a sexual lens. If you can think about that snapshot when you're at the home screen of your favorite tube site or explicit site, you are quickly glancing at the thumbnails and making split decisions about which women would be the most sexually exciting for you to imagine having a sexual encounter with, or to imagine viewing them in a sexual encounter. All of that time spent looking at those thumbnails and making those snap decisions about who is the most sexually gratifying to think about and fantasize about, that wires your brain to act that same way when you step into the real world. Next thing you know, you are in school, college, the workplace, or out in real life, and you are automatically surveying the landscape of women and paying attention to their sexual characteristics and the shapes of their bodies, and fantasizing about what they would look like naked or in a sexual scenario. This is natural. This is expected. You have programmed yourself this way. The analogy here is that you are seeing the world through a colored pair of glasses. No one actually sees the world exactly as it is. We are all looking at the world through our own unique pair of glasses. The lens through which you're looking through will determine what you see. Some people will look upon a busy, crowded street and notice all kinds of things. One person will notice the trash on the sidewalk and be disgusted by that. Another person will notice a person doing a friendly gesture and they'll be optimistic because of that. And a third person, likely you, will notice the attractive woman, the shape of her body, and you'll pay attention to the sexual fantasies or lustful thoughts that enter into your mind. This is going to stay with you as long as you continue to feed it. Let's talk about how to undo this programming. If you are seeing the world through colored lenses, where you've sexually programmed your mind to see sexually attractive women and notice the shapes of their bodies, how can you now program your mind out of that? The solution is obviously to stop feeding this program. The way your brain circuits work is related to neuroplasticity. This means that the circuits in your brain can change and morph over time. The more you feed a certain circuit in your brain, the stronger that connection will be. Neuroscientists have a saying, whatever fires together, wires together. This means if you're spending more time on those websites where you're sexualizing and objectifying and fantasizing about women, you are firing those circuits, so you are wiring it into your brain. There is also a phenomenon in neuroscience called pruning, which means circuits which are used less and less will be pruned, like when you prune a houseplant. They'll be pruned, trimmed, and replaced over time. So at the foundation, you need to stop feeding this way of thinking. But stopping feeding this might not be enough for you to stop seeing the world through this over-sexualized lens. Stopping feeding it is like your kitchen is flooding and you're turning off the faucet to stop the flooding. You may have stopped adding water to the flood, but there's still water everywhere. So how can you now reprogram your mind in a different way? For this, I recommend an approach of mindfulness. This is when you have leveled up your self-awareness to the point where you can tell when you are activating those circuits in your brain that are overly sexualized. How this looks like in practice is you are at the gym working out and you're minding your own business, thinking about something, and then you notice an attractive woman come into your field of view, and you can immediately notice the shape of her body, and lustful thoughts or feelings start to arise in your perception. If you have the awareness of this, you can no longer automatically feed into that by closing your eyes and having a full-on fantasy about this person or staring at them in a creepy way. You bring your attention back inwards. And so this can look like I notice them and I close my eyes and I bring my attention back inwards to my body. Specifically, focusing on my physical body has been a very helpful way to redirect and reprogram this circuitry. So I'm noticing someone, I'm noticing the shape of their body. I can tell that those lustful circuits in my brain are beginning to be activated. Then I close my eyes to disengage from the stimulus, and I bring my attention back inwards. For me, I like to focus on the space in the center of my chest, just a very grounded, present feeling, and focus on my own body and the sensations in my own body. And the last optional step you can do after you've grounded your awareness in your own body is to reprogram your mind for something else. And that is up to you where you want to redirect that circuit to fire. Sometimes I reprogram that into a more energy for my workout. Like I've grounded back into myself, and then my reframe is, all right, now I'm going to take that energy and I'm going to put it into my workout. Another option is to redirect it and reframe it into compassion. I'll ground that energy into myself, and then I'll mentally reframe that as, instead of she is a sex object for me to gratify and fantasize about in my mind, once I'm grounded in myself, I think she is a human being with a soul. I wish her well. I hope that she is happy, healthy, and at peace. These are much more wholesome, soul level, humanizing wishes for someone. And that will reprogram yourself to no longer be confining them into the box of just their physical body and the shape that it looks. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Leave a comment and let me know if any of this has resonated, and when you try out the tips, let me know how it works for you. If you want more support to get lust out of your mind and change your adult content watching habits, check out the link in the description where I've provided for you a free 5-step guide to quit watching pornography. It's a free PDF you can download. All you need to do is click the link in the description. Until next time, take care.